You guys hear me? There we go. Welcome. On the work. But welcome. Now we working. Welcome. Let's get it up in here. Let's go. Welcome to the one and the only. This is Saturday. This is 3 o'clock, which means it's time. The smoke is flying. You better share it now as I make my Ric Flair entrance. Yes. All I need is the Ric Flair music. That's really all what I need right now. All I need is the Ric Flair music. And y'all couldn't tell me nothing. If I had the Ric Flair music, why there's smoke flying right now? Look at me. I feel like the Undertaker. If I had the Ric Flair music, I'd just be going completely crazy right now. I'd be, look, watch the Undertaker move right. Watch it. If my back, hold on. I'm rising up through the floor. Yeah. Woo! One of these days, I'm going to mess y'all up. I'm going to make an entrance. It just ain't no doubt. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Big Time Show. I'm taking my time, y'all, because see, shoot, if you're a Cowboy fan, that's all we got this time. We ain't going no playoffs. I mean, I might as well, look, I can take my time. Y'all don't rush me. Ain't no sense of rushing me or nothing else. Look, we got time. We got time all the way up until August or September next year. I mean, we ain't going no playoffs. We watching bowl games. We watching Nickelodeon. We watching the NFL playoffs. Some of us are watching basketball. We sure ain't gonna be watching no more Cowboy games after next week. Something's wrong with my screen. I know y'all see that. I don't like it. Thank you. Let me get that right. Don't want to look trash while we here. That looks even more trashy. There we go. All right. I don't know. Something else was going on. Y'all forgive me. Appreciate all you guys that are popping in. Yeah. Okay, I don't like what I'm seeing here. That's better. A little better. Okay. Darryl McClure, what's up? Joe, what's up? Somebody is an Eagle fan here. Saquon Barkley, 17. Appreciate you popping in. Terry, how you doing, sir? Kelvin, how you doing? Merry Christmas to all of you guys. Forgive my manners. Merry Christmas to all you guys. Christmas is past. We're on our way to the end of the year. Happy New Year or pre-New Year to you guys. 2025 is quickly coming to a close. We're headed. Yeah, man. Somebody come in trying to check. I like the check though. I like it. It made me laugh. Luda, 89 Kerr. Luda. Look what they said. I like that. That's a good check right there. Pretty good. You just don't know I could take them and dish it back out. Whoever this is a boy or a girl? I can't really see. Whoever it is, they said, I never thought I would see an old Tupac streaming one day, a dream come true. I appreciate you, Ludiker. That's a good check. I don't think I look like Tupac though, you know. But hey, that's a good one. I like that. Appreciate you popping in. Hope you stay with me. I hope you subscribe to the channel. As we get ready to talk Cowboy talk, let me go ahead and stop wasting time. Now, Lowell, before I do, listen, if you're on Facebook, you know the routine. You hit that like button for me. You can use those stars there if you so desire. Also, if you are on YouTube, you can use that super chat button like B-Bird did at the beginning. And he came in and helped the boy out here with a super chat there. He's not in the chat because I had to reboot everything because it was off. But he came in. You can use that super chat button there, or you can become a member of the Big Time Show. Just hit that button there. You'll have some options. You can make your own decision on that. All right. Hello to you guys that are on Twitter. You guys that are on, I got somebody on Kick who just showed up. Overhead Dolls P. I just started this channel on Kick not long ago. Yeah, I would like more viewers, but I'm really not concerned about it. I try to grow organically. I don't know nothing about Kick. It was just offered as a free channel. Maybe you can help me out and tell me what you do. I appreciate you, Ludi 89 Kerr. Appreciate you. Thank you for popping in on me, man. Is this a dude or a woman? I don't know. But whoever you are, Luda, man, I appreciate you. Daryl says, I might want to reconsider your team choices. I've been a fan since 1977. I'm too in. I mean, I was 4 years old with the Cowboys. Why should I change now? I'm stuck. I ain't like these new age fans, man. I don't switch teams every 5 years. I don't do that. Did you hear what I said, Darren McClure? I've been a fan of the Cowboys since 1977. You know how long ago that's been now? What now? You talking to the wrong one? Maybe you talking to somebody in the chat. How in the world am I gonna change when I done seen 5 world championships? Let me say no, 77, 1, 2. Okay. I've seen 4 world championships. The Cowboys got 5. I was too young. I wasn't even born yet when they won the first one. That was 72. Excuse me, 71. I wasn't here then. But from 1977, I was 4 years old. I done seen the championship. Why am I going to change? I celebrated in 1977, 92, 93, 95. Are you crazy? What you mean I need to change the team? No, sir, Doc. I'm a real Cowboy fan. Yeah, Joe. See, you done, Daryl, you done came in on the wrong. You said all this gray hair in my beard, man. Do you see this? Do you know what that means? I'm old. I'm older. I'm 52 years old, Doc. I just ain't adopted the star. The star's in my heart. I ain't just become a fan when Troy Aikman, Mike Irvin, and Emmett and Dion and all that. I was a fan long before that. See, some of us in here go way, way back. So days like this, you know, I ain't gonna never say I'm used to it because I come from the old school Cowboy era where we win the playoffs every year and fighting for championship. So this is not, I done got somewhat used to this because I know what my team is doing. B-Bird, there it is. Look, Darren. You in here with some real Cowboy fans. We get ticked off, but we ain't leaving. And like, I'm going to talk about them real bad in a second. I'm going to talk about them real bad in just a second. Since you're a hater, I know you're a hater of the Cowboy fans. Okay? I know you're not a Cowboy fan. So you're going to appreciate some of the stuff that I'm going to say about my team today. And I'm going to talk about them bad, like I hate them. See, but I'm a fan. And everybody knows that me, big time. I'm that DC for life. Cowboy. Matter of fact, put that just so I'm not by myself. I need everybody that feel like I feel. I need you to just type in hashtag DC for life. Just tag it in. I need Daryl to know who the fans are in here. Because we don't go nowhere. We just take our lick. We just take our lick and we get ready for next year. That's what we gonna do. No, we ain't saying we're gonna win the Super Bowl. We ain't those. Well, I'm not that type of fan. If we trash, I'm gonna tell you we trash. If we're not trash, I say we're not trash. I'm about as realistic as you're gonna get. I ain't one of these optimistic Cowboy fans. I'm a pessimistic Cowboy fan. If they look like trash, that's what I'm gonna tell you what they look like. If they play bad, I'm gonna tell you they played bad. If they play good, I'm gonna say they played good. If they play great, I'm gonna say they played great. If the coaching would look like trash, I'm gonna say we had a trashy day. That's just how I am. Hey, Miss Verdi, how you doing? B Bird, y'all. I know I ain't the only one. DC for life. I already know. No, we ain't in the playoff, but we Cowboy fans. That's why on this show, all the way up until next year, we're going to be talking about ways that we're going to make our team better from our perspective. Because in the words of my brother, the great boss Cowboy, he says that our voices matter. I believe that. Did you know, guys, before I get started with the game with Washington, did you know, guys, that this is the truth? Because we learned this from Vach, our brother who has advanced, obviously, in this game. He now is in the building. He still does his YouTube, but everybody knows by now that Vach does his, extra work with Dallas, at the Star. If you've seen him on the break, you've seen him with Brian Broaddus and Derek Eagleston, and he's in the building. Did you know what Vach said that was incredible? The reason why your voice matters? Did you know that Jerry Jones gets on his desk a social media report every week? Now, please don't say Jerry don't look at this stuff. Then why would he ask for it? It's obvious that Jerry wants to know what are we saying. That don't necessarily mean he's looking at my show, but you don't know. Because how in the world did Vach get in there? He had to have been looking at Vach. Now he writing a check to him. Ain't that something? And if you know Vach go at him. Vach go at him. Vach still going at him on his own time. Now Vach is not going at him on the programs that he's writing a check for. He kind of biting his tongue a little bit, but on his YouTube channel, Vach is still Vach. Let me see if I can get Vach in here too. Let me see if I can get him in. I don't know what Vach doing. Vach's super busy right now. I'm just gonna tag Vach. See if he'll pop in. I don't know. I'm gonna try to get Vach on my show if he can find the time. You know, he's working at Crown Global as well. See if we can slide Vach in and he grace us with his presence. I'm proud of Vach, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, Washington. You ready, Daryl? Here we go. It was a seesaw type reaction for me. Dak Prescott, I don't want to hear nothing about that. He had a great first half, and then he had a struggle in the second half, slightly. Hit the ground too much. Some of that was on him after looking at a little bit of the film. held the ball too long. But other than that, he was getting the line was not great. They were, good enough to where Dak can make plays down the field. Watching a little film, I see that Brian Schottenheimer still has not learned, or he just has too much trust in the offensive line as far as pass blocking goes, because all of our routes seem to be deep routes, which means it takes time for it to develop. And then, of course, you got to have time to let the quarterback throw. And it just seemed like it's just too much. There's no short passing plays like it used to be, like the slants and the, even the curl routes. Everything is medium, 10 plus yards. That's just, I don't know if y'all seeing the same thing. That's what I'm saying. There's not too many screen plays anymore. There's not, to the running back. There's no bubble screens hardly to the wide out. There's no option route in the middle. Even Ferguson stuff is almost 10 yards down. And when you got the kind of players we got, I mean, I get it. Okay, I get it. You got Pickens and Lamb, you got Turk, you got Tolbert who played well. I get it. You think that's the weakness. You don't think nobody can guard you guys, and you going down the field. I get it. But when your offensive line is not on point, you can't go down the field. Give me something short. They weren't playing press coverage. Slants were open all day. You ain't necessarily got to be the Pickens. They guarding that. They're guarding the slant to Pickens, but they ain't guarding the slant to Lamb. They're not guarding the slant position, a slant route out of the slot position. I mean, I'm just saying. They're not, the Cowboys don't even run screens. It would shock people if we ran a screen to the running back. I remember early in the year, we ran a tight end screen. Where's that at? Something short. So everything ain't got to be downfield, 15 plus yards. And I mean, we done hit on a lot. I know it sounds like I'm complaining. I'm just saying, I'm thinking about Dak getting hit like he did. See, those was just 6 sacks. That's not counting all the times he got hit. And the last thing we need is any type of injury to Dak Prescott, because, ladies and gentlemen, whether you are a Dak hater or a Dak lover, common sense tells you that without Dak Prescott, this team would win no more than about 3 games. I don't care what y'all feel about Joe Milton. I don't know nothing about Joe Milton. I don't know nothing about him. Forget Joe Milton. I care less. I don't want the keys to the kingdom to be put into the hands of Joe Milton. No. And so you got to protect your quarterback better. Okay, which leads to the next week. And a lot of you guys, don't want Dak to play and all that type of stuff. I could care less. I really could. I could care less. He wants to play. Everybody know he got the heart to play. A lot of the guys want to make sure that they don't have a losing record. They don't want to be, what are they, 7-8 right now, 7-8-1. They don't want to be 7-9-1. They want to be 8-8-1. They're the world famous 8-8 again. But 8-8, you didn't lose. You don't have a losing record. You don't have a winning record. You just have an average record. I'd rather be 8-8 than 7-9. Now that's just me. Okay. So some of you and whoever says that he shouldn't play, it's cool. I understand it. I don't think it's a right and wrong answer to it, to be honest with you. I don't. A lot of you say, well, you're not playing for nothing. Yes, they are. They are playing for something. Y'all share this, y'all. Y'all share this for me. Y'all share this for me. I'm gonna do that as well. Yeah, Daryl says a better draft pick, and you're right on the loss, but my only pushback, and you're right, Daryl. If we lose, you have a better odds of getting exactly what Daryl just said, a better draft pick. But right now they're drafting, I believe, today, I think they're drafting 15th. They lose against the Giants, they may jump to maybe 14 or 13. It's better than 15, but it's really not a gigantic jump. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. See, with the 15th pick, they can move up to 13. They got another pick in the first round if they want it that bad. If they want it that bad, they can move up. They can. Just because they got another pick in the first round. So I don't, and game wise. And speaking of that, matter of fact, let me ask you this question. Let's get a little interaction. Do you guys want Dak to play Sunday against the Giants? Type in yes or no. See, it's a lot of stuff on the line, but I don't think they, the players want to. The players don't want Schottenheimer in his first year to have a losing record. I believe that. And I can't blame him. I don't want him to have it. I'm serious. And the more that I listen to Jerry and Steven talk, I don't think they want him to have a losing record. Verdi brings out an outstanding point. And this is the other part that nobody don't want to talk about. Thank you, Ms. Verdi. Excellent point. Y'all see what Ms. Verdi said there? Look at that. And this is the truth. Verdi says that some of the players may have incentive monies to play. That's the truth. You think guys want to give up on some money? You crazy. And they ain't going to no playoffs now either. You really believe that? You know they want to play. Some of these guys have certain yardage that will kick in some more money. I don't know what Dax is, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if CDs is what if he says you can get 1,200 yards, you get an extra $300,000. What you think CD gonna want to do? I'm just saying. I don't know who. I'm not sure about some of the players' incentives, but I am sure that somebody on this team has some incentives in their contract. Seriously. And I'm quite sure, watch this, on the flip side, Ms. Verdi, watch this. I'm quite sure the Dallas Cowboys know that. And they ain't gonna play him because they don't want to pay. They don't want to. You know how cheap we are. We cheap as the flea market. You understand? we cheap as the flea market. Trust me, the Cowboys know who got the incentives. They know. They know. Trust me, and they will sit you. They will. But Verdi, you know what that look, what would you do? Shoot. Look, if you was Jerry Jones and you got about, yeah, exactly, Terry. Look, if you was Jerry Jones and you got about 12 contracts in your face and you know that if these guys play, that's all dependent if the incentives are reachable. If they're reachable in one game, what the world you gonna do? Because see, the money coming out of Jerry's pocket. Those players already got a contract. They're getting paid, but to get some extra. Look, Jerry is a billionaire, multi-billionaire. Jerry cheap. How about this one, y'all? What you think Stephen Jones gonna be saying? Y'all must forget. I know y'all happy about Quentin Williams getting traded for. You think it's a new deal, but no, we still cheap, y'all. Y'all know that. Y'all, I'm gonna get into that in a little bit too, cause see, we old. Most of us in here are older, and I don't want to lose some of my older people to optimism, cause see, we older people, we've been with Jerry since he got here, and we know the patterns, we know the language, and most of all, we know the non-action. I'm gonna put a pin in that. I'm coming back to that in a second. Get back to the game. Offensively, we could do what we ran for 211 yards. I mean, see, that's why I say it's a flip. Pass blocking, we weren't good. Run blocking, that same old line was dominant, which leads to Terrence Steele because it fits perfectly. Terrence Steele is not known as a great pass blocker. But oh my God, when it comes to going forward and running the ball, Terrence Steele is a problem for defenses, y'all. It's 50-50 with Terrence Steele. Can you get better at that position? Yeah. But Terrence Steele is a mauler, man. Y'all don't believe me? Y'all need to go look at the film. Y'all watch how Terrence Steele run blocking. I wish some of this stuff would just be coming to my head. And if I was really prepared, I would go in and show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. Terrence Steele running, all 5 of them guys coming forward, all of them, including TJ Bass. Man, they were punishing them guys. Moving where they wanted to move. Run blocking, oh my goodness. I take Terrence Steele any day of the week. Run blocking? Oh, Pass blocking, we had a little issue. I don't know if it's due to his injuries have caught up with him and he just doesn't have enough to deal with speed anymore, or maybe he just not that good. Regardless, he ain't getting the job done. Pass blocking. Which is the cause why a lot of people saying he's gone. And he very well may be. I believe we saved about $8-9 million. I may be wrong on the amount, but if he leaves, we save on a whole lot of money. So common sense will kind of tell you can't get better at that position. Tyler Smith. It wasn't his greatest game. Pass blocking, run, he was just annihilating people, run blocking. I'm going to give him a pass on that because that was his first game playing left tackle, and he had a few plays where he got beat. Didn't give up the sack, but he got beat. And you just can't, it's kind of hard for guys to go from guard to tackle and you say, hey, good, you got it. You're going against the best in the world. Everybody's not Myles Garrett, everybody not TJ Watt, everybody not Michael Parsons. But just because they're not those 3 names, the rest of the people, they're still the best in the world. They're the NFL. What we consider no names, they are big names. They're in the NFL. These pass rushers are the best in the whole world. And you ain't got to be Myles Garrett to be not considered one of the best in the world. And you just can't jump from guard to tackle. And you're all pro at guard, and you just automatically go to tackle, and now all of a sudden you're all pro at tackle in 1 week. That's not how it goes. Now I will say this, and Tyler will play better. I don't have no question about that. I bet you he gonna get a real test tomorrow if the guys play. He's gonna get a real test tomorrow because see, the Giants ain't trying to win. I ain't about to talk about the Giants because the Giants right now have the number 1 pick, I believe. They don't want to win. I wouldn't be surprised if all the defensive, if the Abdul Carter, Thibodeau, Brian Burns, I wouldn't be surprised if all them guys sit down. The Giants do not want to take a chance of losing the number one pick in the draft. They're not going to play. I don't know who going to start. It might be Jameis. I doubt it's Russell Wilson. Ain't no telling. It might be a practice squad quarterback playing. I ain't worried about the Giants. Cowboys should beat the Giants. They're your game analysis of it. There it is. Cowboys should beat the Giants. I don't care if it's Joe Milton playing. The Giants are not trying to win. Those guys are on the Giants team that are auditioning for other teams. Now they are. Just like some of the Cowboy players whose their identity on this team may not be here next year. They're auditioning. So they're going to play hard. The ones that are secure may not be playing. And if they play, they're not going to play long. I don't think so. I don't think Dak Prescott, regardless, I believe Dak Prescott just going to play a half. Regardless. I think he's just going to play a half. If the Cowboys start off hot like they did against Washington, Dak may be out of the game probably by the first, second quarter. If they come out and rack up 2 quick touchdowns, that's going to be it. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, Terry. Terry said Russell Wilson, practice squad player. I wouldn't be surprised. They're not trying to win. Dart is out anyway. So, Giants not trying to win. They're not taking no chance losing their first pick. So, as an organization, some of these players may not get the memo, but they're not trying to lose. They're not trying to win. All right. The big question during this offseason, or the little drama that's going to add, is will Tyler play left tackle? That won't be answered, y'all, until the draft. Not free agency. Well, it could be free agency. All right. I believe they're not going to get me personally. I think it's just, I don't think they're being totally honest about Tyler Guyton. I think that Tyler is not really 100% ready to play. Coming off of concussion, we don't know how bad that was. Nobody really said anything. All we knew he was out, but we don't know how bad that concussion actually was. There was a short week last week. And so you only got one game left. And if he's not 100% right, then you just don't put him out there. I think that's what it is. I don't think the Cowboys are going to give up on Tyler Guyton at left tackle. That's just me. I could be 100% wrong, even though Terrence still seems to be the odd man out, and everybody's thinking like, okay, we'll move Guyton back to his natural position at right tackle. Okay, if that very well could be the plan. And so the only way that if they draft, I fast forward to the draft a little bit as far as offense goes. You by now know that the Cowboys love drafting in the first round of offensive linemen. You know that. It wouldn't even be complete if the Cowboys did not draft. I got a super chat here. Let me stop doing what I'm doing. Terry said, who do I want for DC? Jury's still out, man. I'm not an optimistic guy. I don't like dreams. And a lot of people have fallen in love with Brian Flores. And, I don't even entertain that because I believe Jerry Jones would not even give that man a chance, as great of a defensive coordinator as he is. Because if you don't know, Brian Flores still has a a case against the NFL that's in the court system now. He is suing the NFL. And my common sense thing is, okay, well, who is Jerry Jones? The NFL. You don't go against, Jerry is a part of everything, especially when it comes to NFL, all things NFL. Jerry's right about at the front of the line. I just can't see them giving him a chance. All right. Some of you I've seen what some people have figured and thinking that Todd Bowles is going to get fired from Tampa Bay. And if Todd Bowles got fired, then Cowboys should go after him as far as a defensive coordinator. I would love that if he's available. If he's available and want to coach, want to come back as a coordinator, Todd Bowles may be thinking that he's good enough to just be a head coach. That's what he may be thinking. It's kind of like I ain't saying he on this level, but a lot of people talking about, we want Bill Belichick as our defensive coordinator. Do you really believe that Bill Belichick would come back to the NFL strictly to be a coordinator? Are you kidding me? Stop that. I'm thinking the same thing slightly about Bowles. He may think that way. So I would love Bowles. Bowles' defenses are great. We all know that. He would help out the defense tremendously. I got one name who y'all don't want, but I love it, to be honest with you, because of his temperament and his defenses. They work, and that's Rex Ryan. I don't see why everybody got a problem with Rick. And considering the fact, for those that don't know, that back in the day when the Jets made those 2 AFC championship games, Brian Schottenheimer, our coach, was the offensive coordinator, and Rex Ryan was the head coach, defensive coordinator. So there's work history there with Rex and Brian Schottenheimer. Aggressive defensive play caller and aggressive offensive play caller. A person that will blitz. Rex Ryan, let me put it this way. You don't like Rex Ryan, fine. Give me a Rex Ryan type of coordinator. That's what I want. And I think you're going to have time. I believe the Jones family kind of already got, Brian already kind of knows, we learned that earlier that he has a pulse on coaches and, keeps in contact with coaches and all that type of stuff. I'm quite sure some names that are already being mentioned behind the walls there. If Eberflus go, it should really be no if. He need to go. Because let's go back to the game. Did we play Josh Johnson or did we play the next coming of Warren Moon? I thought Warren Moon was playing for the Commanders. I thought it was Warren Moon out there. Because we once again made another quarterback look real good that don't deserve to look good. Josh Johnson was a practice squad guy all year. Came in just cool and all that type of stuff. Got another super chat. Terry said that Rex personality bigger than Jerry. Oh, it'll be a show. And you wouldn't be able to shut Rex up. But how bad do you want to win? See, we've been going by a certain guideline for too long now. You want to win? You go get winnable people. Guys that know what they're doing and don't need your help in the front office. Stay your tail up there in that press box. And then you let the real coaches do what they do. Rex Ryan is one of those guys. You don't need no help. You don't know nothing about no defense. You don't know nothing about no defense. Let Rex do what he do, or Flores, or Bowles, or whoever else. Leonard from Denver, whoever you want. Whoever you want. Let them do what they do. They don't need no help. Now, Jerry might have a problem with that because he want to have his hand in everything. You get the right people here, they ain't gonna be listening to Jerry. They'll let them talk, but they ain't gonna be listening to Jerry. You want to win? You get the people in that can get the job done, no matter what. Forget the personality. That's the problem now. You got too many yes boys in there. Well, let me stop before I start getting too excited. You got too many yes boys. Too many shake your head guys. Yes, Jerry. Yes, Jerry. Yes, Steve. Yes. No, we need somebody gonna give some pushback. That's what we need. But Jerry don't like them type. He get rid of those. Jimmy, Parcells. You don't like those type. Terry said, consider Al Harris. Al would have your secondary right. Nobody kind of knows. Nobody knows Al from a defensive coordinator spot because he's never done it. So my question is, would you rather give the keys to a guy that's never coordinated the defense? He's excellent. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying his forte is the secondary, which he's done a great job. I mean, he got Chicago. He's going to make Nashawn Wright an all-pro this year. That's how good he is. Now, I don't think he would want to. I mean, I wouldn't want to come back here. But for me, I'm kind of skeptical about giving the keys to a guy that's never coordinated, ever. Never been the top dog as far as coordinator defensive calling plays. Again, I'm not saying he can't. He just has never done it. He's a great defensive secondary coach. Great. So, but I don't think he would get it anyway. Bone Mac comes in swinging his fist. He said, no, the problem with Dallas is Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones. End of story. I'll say you 50% right. How's Dak Prescott the problem? Well, statistically this year, he's top 2 or 3 and not in 1 in some of the categories in quarterback play. There hadn't been too many quarterbacks that played better football than him this year. That's just the truth. Now, if you're talking about how much he's getting paid, that's the quarterback market. So ain't no sense of talking about that. Dak Prescott has played outstanding. Even with the losing record right now, guess what? That's why he was immediately voted into the Pro Bowl. It wasn't cause nobody didn't go. See, when you get voted in, those are the true Pro Bowlers. There's going to be a lot of them guys that's not going to go play in the Pro Bowl. Then you get all the other substitutes in. Dak was not a substitute this year. Dak earned. Yes, with this 7-8 record. Previous to that, this 6 whatever, and 8 record, whatever they are. Because he's one of the best in the NFC. That's why Dak Prescott is not the problem. You take Dak off this team, they win 3 games this year. You take Dak out this team, George Pickens would not have what he has. CD with 4 games missed would not have over 1,000 yards as he does. I guarantee you Javonte Williams will not have over 1,000 yards. You tell me, Michael Thornton, we already know that narrative, man. We already know that. We talking about this year. Here's the truth of the matter. Here's the truth of the matter. We already know y'all finna lean on how many playoff games. We don't do the Stephen A. Smith rhetoric on my show, okay? So we already know how many playoff games he's won. We already know he ain't been in NFC Championship game. We already know he ain't won the Super Bowl. We already know that. We're talking about this year. They won 7 games now. About to go 8-8. We've already been eliminated from the playoffs. Still, that does not negate the fact that Dak Prescott has played outstanding quarterback this year. He is not to blame. I agree with you, Bone Mac, about Jerry Jones, though. And there's so many ways that we can go. See, Michael, I just busted you out. Now I see what he said. He said, fly, Eagles, fly. Fly on away from here, then. You ain't talking about that. I'm just kidding. Everybody know. Everybody know. If you know football, then you already know what Dak has done this year. It's really, to be honest with you, there's been nobody in the NFC that has played quarterback better than Dak Prescott, but one man. One. In Los Angeles. Mr. Stafford. You're probably going to be the MVP this year. That's it. Please don't say Caleb Williams. Don't say Goff. Don't say whoever else you about to name up. Don't say Jordan Love. It's not. It's Dak Prescott. Outstanding player this year. So, I don't get that. But anyway, if you want to blame Jerry, as always, that's fine. Somebody's blaming Dak this year, you just a pure Dak hater. That's just the bottom line. Because what y'all want to be number one in everything? I mean, he's top 2, top 3 in the NFL, just not the NFC. The NFL in quarterback play this year. So, I mean, it's almost, you know, and it does kind of look like a Joe Burrow type year. Joe Burrow, most folks thought he should have been MVP in Cincinnati last year, then win no more about 5-6 games, if that big. But Joe was incredible. Joe Burrow was incredible. It wasn't the offense. You know what, now I think about that? The Dallas Cowboys this year look just like the Cincinnati Bengals of last year. Incredible offense and just a horrible defense. Cincinnati would light your butt up for 30 points, but Cincinnati would give up 35. And that is exactly, not that, see that's it. I fell up on that one. We look just, hey, what's up, Gary Brian? I see you, bro. What's up with you? We look just like the Cincinnati Bengals of last year. Joe Burrow threw for dang that. Did Joe Burrow throw for 5,000 yards last year? Or was that the year before? One of those years. Joe Burrow threw for almost 5,000 yards, I believe. I think he did. If he didn't, it was close to it. Had over 40 touchdowns. Right under, I don't even think he had 10 interceptions that year. I think Cincinnati won 4 or 5 games. That's it. And folks were actually saying Joe Burrow should have been the MVP of the league. He was dominant, man. And it's almost, and Dak has not had that type, close to that type of year. But it ain't that far off. Dak has had a great year. Yeah. Everybody know football know that. You ain't got to be a Cowboy homer to know that. Dak Prescott has been outstanding. And yes, he's the MVP of this team this year. If you was voting for the MVP of the team, it's Dak Prescott. At first, I was going to say it was Brandon Aubrey, who's been outstanding. But there ain't no doubt. It's Dak Prescott. There's a serious argument that can be made that this season was his best season as a professional. And yes, that even means the year we came second in MVP. I think he had a better year this year than his MVP runner-up season. No, he shouldn't be the MVP because it's Stafford. Stafford is the MVP, just dominant. No, he won't even get close to it this year. But him not getting close to it does not mean, I believe he had a better year this year, and he threw for more touchdowns that year when he runner up. I mean, he was dominant this year. You know, you got 2 all-pro teams. What Gary's saying, you know, Stafford should be first team all-pro this year, and he will be. If he's not, there's no sense of voting for him no more. The second team all-pro team is going to be some arguments. Who's at their quarterback position? Dak should be in that conversation. Just like Josh Allen and exactly, Gary. Dak don't play defense. Exactly. See that you can if the Cowboys, see, common sense tell you, man. We ain't gotta say this because you already know. If the Cowboys have our number 1 in offense or number 2 in offense, top 5 offense, averaging dang near 30 points a game, then common sense tell you what the problem is. This ain't the offense is not a problem. The offense is not a problem. But if your defense is giving up 31 points a game and a last in defense, you're number 1 in offense and you last in defense, you equal that up, you're an average football team. Therefore, 8-8. It's just common sense. If we would just been in the middle of the pack of defense, we would won 11, 12 games this year. Easily. Offense too good. So, you know, all you Dak haters, wait till next year and hope they have a bad year. It ain't this year. No, sir. No, it ain't that. Dak's had a great year. So get ready for that. Now, let's go to defense. Let me tell you something. I'll make it real simple for you. When we play the Giants a couple more days from now, a few more next week, I mean, at the end of the game, listen to me, y'all. At the end of the game, when the players walk off the field, win or lose or draw, when they walk off the field and the coaches and the equipment people walk out the field, when Brian Eberflus tries to walk back and try to go into the locker room, somebody need to be right there and hold your hand up in his chest and say, Doc, we thank you for your efforts this year and thank you for, your job. Thank you. But we already got a Uber for you right out there. You don't even need to take a shower. Here's your money. Here's your last check. Here's whatever whatever it is. Just we don't want to embarrass you. Just walk that way. There's a lot of cameras out here and all that type of stuff. Somebody gonna pick you up anyway, but don't worry about that. We'll just say you had an emergency. You know what I'm saying? Just walk right on out. There's an Uber, a limo, or whatever. We even send you that way in class. And he gonna be saying like, but my stuff on airplane. Don't worry about that. We gonna FedEx. We gonna FedEx all your belongings back to you. Don't even let them back to the locker room. Eberflus need to be gone. Bottom line. And it shouldn't take long. See, Jerry like to drama all this, you got to stay relevant, you got to be in the headlines. And you know how Jerry, he ain't going to be immediate, but it should be. Because we need to find out, there's a whole bunch of coaches got to get fired. So, you got to let that happen and let all the candidates start to simmer into the, come up a little bit and, begin to see who's noticed. You got to let some of these coaches get fired first. That includes college too. And then once the coast is clear and once the dust is settled, you need to zero in on who you want. And here's the key thing. See, this part go back to what I was saying before. So you keep doing the same things every year, you're going to get the same results. All right? So here, I said all that to say this. Let Schottenheimer pick his coordinator. You let them pick everybody on offense. Everybody knows by now that Eberflus was a Jerry Jones hire. Everybody know that. It didn't work. And see, Jerry has hired coaches and kept coaches and had coaches in waiting and all that type of stuff. That stuff don't work. Get out the way. Let Schottenheimer pick who he want for his coordinator. Okay? It's really that simple. If Jerry gets involved and is not 100% agreed upon by Schottenheimer, we'll be in the same position next year. We've seen Jerry hire people and have coaches in waiting on the team. That just brings pure friction on the team. Let him. That's the first thing. Let Schottenheimer hire his own coordinator. Let him hire everybody else. Everybody else was a hire by Schottenheimer, except the defensive coordinator position. That's Jerry Jones. Your hiring, Jerry, is the reason why we're in the position that we're in. So that ought to tell you, get out the way. It's not hard. It's not hard. I got another hater here. I ain't seen him in so long. Freddie Henderson. Pastor Henderson. My goodness. Or they all come out the woodwork. They be waiting so long. Here go Freddie. But here's the bottom line. Here's the bottom line. I don't care what happens. First thing first. Eberflus should be gone. That's the first thing. If Eberflus stays here, y'all, which I seriously doubt, but if it's some kind of way, somebody talk about running it back with him, man, the Cowboy fans are going to light up Jerry Jones. Oh, it'll be so much hate. And on my show, you'll be getting a lot of it because it just don't make any sense. See, a lot of y'all want to go straight to the draft and fix personnel. No, see, you get all personnel and still have raggedy coaches, and you'll be in the same spot. Eberflus' problem this year was simple. He did not adjust his scheme to the player's skill set. That's about as best as I can say it. You got a bunch of guys that play man corner. They don't excel in zone. And Eberflus calls zone all day long. What kind of sense that make? You playing 8-9 yards off the ball on 3rd and 2. What kind of sense does that make? You got guys who play press coverage, used to putting their hands on people, but you got them 8-9 yards off the ball on 3rd and 2. What kind of sense does that make? Pop Warner coaches know better than that. See, you're not a Cowboy fan, Michael Thornton. Therefore, you can't talk about Cowboy business. See? Because, see, you're wrong on that. Got to get George Pickens signed. That should be the first thing. What you have to remember, Michael Thornton, is that Cowboys have the franchise tag in their back pocket. George Pickens is not going nowhere. He will be a Cowboy next year by hook or by crook. So because you got that, you're not worried about George Pickens leaving. It's really just that simple. Now, the first thing you got to do is get rid of the problem. What is the problem this year? The problem was that you had no pass rush. And some of you saying, well, just go get a pass rusher. Some of you saying, go draft a pass rusher. Some of you saying, go get Max Crosby. He's upset right now with the Raiders. Some of you saying, trade the picks. Go get Myles Garrett. All that type of stuff. That's what y'all saying. But what difference do it make if you get there and you still got the same raggedy coordinator? Hello. 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 William says this. He's a Cowboy fan. Say Aubrey first to be signed. Pickens tagged, traded for Max Crosby. The thing about Aubrey is this, for those that don't know. Aubrey is a restricted free agent, which means that the Cowboys can just sit back. If Aubrey, he's gonna be free to negotiate and all that type of stuff. And if whatever contract offer a team has, Cowboys have the right to match it. And that's the end of the discussion. So therefore, Aubrey, probably agree with William because, like I said about Pickens, since a lot of things got to happen first, so y'all want to jump ahead too quick. Let me go down order. Of course, this is my opinion. Your opinion may be better, so I don't want to act like my opinion is the end all be all. No. Here's what need to happen. Get the cancer out first. That's Eberflus. Then, now you got to go ahead and free up this money. You got to restructure Dak. You got to restructure CD contract. There's some more. You got to go on. We ain't got to wait to June 1st. Go on, get rid of Diggs. That's a lot of money that's gonna be added to the cap. Don't cut Steele. That's more money. Just those four alone is gonna open up almost over $100 million. You don't have no choice but to restructure that, because if you don't restructure that, his cap hit would be over $74 million. I think $74 million. You know that ain't about to happen. So Dak is going to get restructured. I got another super chat here. B. Bird, my brother of the Cowboys OG podcast, and we going to do our show. I don't know when we're going to do it. B. Bird, if I know you're going to be here, you should have been with me today. He says, how about Fireflu sign Crosby and hire Flores? It sounds good. But what are y'all willing to give up? Here's my question. If you're going to sign, it's not signing Crosby. Crosby's already signed. It's trading for Crosby. So how much are you willing to give up to get Crosby? That's my question. E-Bird, I'm gonna have to kind of mute you off this. That ain't your answer, because I need to be on live with you so I can hear this. I only want B-Bird to even answer the question since he put it up there. Because you got to trade for Crosby. No, matter of fact, B-Bird, I know you're typing. Go on, type it in, because the crowd want to see what you got to say. B-Bird is my brother who's on the Cowboys OG podcast, me, myself, and Cowboy Joe, a father and son podcast. Y'all know by now we do a show together. We ain't do it last night. Probably gonna be, I don't know, we'll get together. We'll be coming to, it may even be tomorrow, who knows? Depending on what these guys doing. It just might be, who knows? But anyway, type in, how much are you willing to give up those 2 picks for Crosby? Let me ask y'all that. That's a good place to play. You got to trade for Crosby. For y'all that love Myles Garrett, you're going to have to trade for Garrett. You probably won't have to trade as much for Crosby as you would Garrett. You got to give up a boatload for Garrett. I'm going to tell you that right now. Cleveland going to fleece you. And the Raiders going to get you too, but I don't think they'll get you as much as Cleveland would. Are you willing to give up both of those picks or just one of those picks? I believe, I'm with JVB boy. I believe the Raiders will want those, and considering they're rebuilding. So I mean, it would benefit them immediately for the rebuild to get both of those first picks. And Crosby is worth that. Crosby is worth it. He's one of those dudes. Would you trade? That's the question at hand. I need to see what y'all thinking. For those that really want Crosby, because Crosby, just in case you didn't know, they told him he wasn't playing tomorrow. Crosby got up and left the facility. He's ticked off. It is what it is. And folks already might have said, well, just trade him. B-Bird said just one of those first round picks. But here we go with that. If you trade for Crosby, the Raiders would ask for the highest number 1 pick. See, the Raiders would have a top 3 pick. Okay? They're going to have a top 3 pick. Why wouldn't they ask for the Cowboys' highest pick would be theirs, which would probably be somewhere around 15 to 18? I wouldn't want the 20 because the Packers will probably be 20, 24, 25, whatever. I wouldn't want that. I want them. Ain't nothing wrong with Crosby. They just put him on there because they ain't want him to play no more. Because they trying to ensure their pick. They don't want no chance to win. You got Crosby on the field. He gives you a chance. They don't want no chances. They don't want to blow that pick. They are top 3 pick. They probably got their eyes on the kid from Indiana, the Heisman Trophy winner, or that kid from Oregon as their next quarterback. They're in position for it, and they don't want to take the chance. So I understand the Raiders, but if you want to get rid of Crosby and just go ahead and have a rebuild, then if it was me, B-Bird, I'd be asking for the Cowboys pick, not the Packers pick. I'd be asking for the Cowboys pick. Go on, give me that 15th pick, and then now we talking. But would you want to give that up for that? Because see, now you got to project, and to me it wouldn't be a question, because if you're telling me that I go into next year with my front 4 being Izaraku, Max Crosby on the other end, and because you signed Max Crosby, I'm signing Kenny Clark back, and Quinn Williams, sign me up. It ain't even a thought. See, if you had that now, they would make Eberflus look great because they wouldn't have to blitz between Quinn Williams and Crosby. Oh my God. And Izaraku is going to get better. And that ain't counting what you're going to pick up later on. Listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. See, now we're talking for real. See, this is how you got to think now. You got to think like that. See, look. I like that, Darryl. Because see, me personally, I love Bain. Love him. Want him. But watch this though, Darryl. Watch this, Darryl. Bain ain't better than Max Crosby. Not right now, he ain't. And I ain't got time for drafting and development right now. I got about 2-3 years to get this thing done. If we talking about winning the World Championship. If you talking about winning a Super Bowl, you got to go ahead and go for the throat now. See, you going for the throat when you get a Max Crosby. We going for the wait and see with Bain. I love Bain. Love him. He ain't Max Crosby. Not even in the neighborhood. I want immediate impact. And see, when you start talking like that, and you talking about a Crosby, a Quinn Williams. Look, we love to run the 5-man front, right? Okay, come here. What you think that 5 down defense would look like with Crosby, Osa, Kenny Clark, Quinn Williams, and Donovan Izaraku? Are you sitting there telling me that ain't no problem? Shit. Man, please. Now, if you're telling me I even give you some off 2027 draft. I ain't giving you too much more. Now, keep in mind, the Cowboys don't have a third-round pick. See, we can't give up no more than what we got now. We're suffering. We don't have draft picks, not like you think we do. We don't have a third-round pick. We got a second-round pick. I'm not sure. Do we have a second round? B-Bird, do we have a second round pick this year? I don't know. My mind ain't working. I know we don't have a third round because that came with Pickens. So if we don't have a second round pick, that's the reason why you're probably not going to trade them picks. So I hate to bust y'all bubble, and I got excited thinking about Crosby with all that, but if we don't have y'all type it in, William. Oh, there it is, JV. Oh, we ain't trading nothing. I'm gonna kill it. Let me go put a pin in my own balloon. See that? We don't have a second or a third round pick. We're not trading those two picks, y'all. Y'all can forget that. You can forget that. Now you will trade it if it means that we get a pick in the second or the third round. Exactly, the second left for Quentin. See that? If we can get back in the second round or even the third round, that now we can have a slight conversation. But we ain't giving up. Look, if you're telling me that we got to trade the two picks for Crosby, and we don't have no picks in the first, we don't have no picks in the second, we don't have no picks in the third, you look stupid. No, that is a no-go. Sorry, y'all. You can give up one of them, but I gotta have a pick in the second or third round, JVB boy. Now y'all, I'm not saying I'm all right. I'm just talking about me, and the only reason why my voice got a little bit more power right now because it's my show, and it's just me up here. But I'm quite sure in this chat here, I'm quite sure somebody's saying, I don't know, Crosby worth it, man. You talking about projections. That's big. You see what I'm saying? And you're not wrong. I'm just saying there's no way in the world. It's too many good players in between that first and third round. We got to get our hand on one of them. I mean, somebody. I mean, I'm sorry. Our defense is too bad for us to be skipping the first three rounds. No way. No, sir. I gotta have some pick. That's just me. Y'all may say, hey, you get a Crosby, that makes up for the pick. I get it. I get it. But I can't, for those that want Crosby, it's gonna cost you. I'm not even talking about Myles Garrett, because I mean, y'all, Cleveland is gonna fleece you. And that's too much. All right, let's go back. I'm enjoying this little talking in my head. And for those that are here, we're gonna do mock drafts and everything. We'll be in our old war room and all that. All that's coming. So get ready for it. For those of you that have already kind of started studying players and all that, I need some of you guys to be on this show and help me, because it's too many guys and I don't know all of them. It is what it is. JVB boy, my brother said, who in free agent is available? What position, JV? It's going to be free agents everywhere. I don't know what position you're talking about. Hopefully it's a position that I already know about, and then I can hopefully answer your question. Defensively, like I said, get rid of the cancer. Let's restructure deals so then we know how much money we really got to play with. And then when it come to number 3, and this is the part where we will know, because see, Jerry already doing all this giving hope and all that type of stuff. Man, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear Jerry already, talking about it. You know, we should have a foundation for next year. I don't want to hear all that. I already know what we got. I don't want to hear all this stuff. My question to Jerry is, how cheap y'all gonna be? Because see, when you only got about 2 or 3 year window, you need to be aggressive. So down that means what y'all gonna do in free agency this year? Are we gonna do this flea market shopping like we always do? You know, day one. Y'all be on your edge seat. What the cow? Jerry get up here and say, hey, we're all in. And y'all be thinking we finna go real deep fishing on day one of free agency. And everybody just waiting. And then y'all get mad as all outdoors at Jerry because y'all want him to do something that he not used to doing. And he don't never do it. If y'all really believe Jerry finna overspend, it would shock me. It really would. Because see, in my view, you don't need too much to put this team over the hump. You just got to go get me some more dogs. All you need is 2. 1 or 2 guys. That's it. That's it. We're horrible at safety. Guess what? Go get a free agent safety that know how to play. And I ain't talking about the middle of the pack free agents. I ain't talking about the bottom of the barrel free agents like we always do. I ain't talking about a committee of free agents. Go finally get that system don't work. Let's go get a guy who you know gonna be an immediate impact, not hoping. Spend the money. You gonna have it. With restructuring Dak, restructuring CD, letting go of Steele and D, that's over $100 million off the top. We even got to the salary cap for next year. You know that's going to increase. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you know also? Did you know that the money that you didn't spend this year rolls over to the next year? So the Cowboys ain't broke right now. They still got money in the cap now. That rolls over. So you get an increased salary cap. You're restructuring Dak CD. You're going to let go of Steele and Diggs. That's over $100 million right there. Then the money from this year rolls over. There ain't no excuses. You can go deep sea fishing. It's not hard. You can go deep sea fishing on day 1, day 2 of free agency. What we always wanted, a lot of Cowboy fans wanted the names. Yes, you can go get the names now. Immediate impact guys. You can do that because you're going to free up the money. What you waiting on? But we're also talking about a guy. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all older folks, let's chill out. Y'all younger people, y'all gonna get mad at Jerry. Us older people, Cowboy fans, we know how Jerry and them operate. Jerry Jones is the same guy that said when it came to Michael Parsons, he said it so many times, not only about Michael, he said it before Michael left. He said, why would I spend money for one guy when I could get 3 players for that same price? See, that's that flea market, Sesame Street, Nickelodeon free agent mess that don't get you nowhere. That's that cheap pick-pack, crackerjack free agency, Honda Accord. You don't want Rolls Royces. You want Honda Accords. Sorry if you drive a Honda Accord. Y'all understand the analogy. I'm sorry. But anyway, see that mentality, you should be done with that. See William Kidd. Y'all see what William said? See, you ain't got time. So see, I believe that too, William. Because trust me, the Cowboys ain't going to be the only team that's going to be trying to get Max Crosby. What if the Eagles were to get him? Oh, my goodness. The Eagles trying to win a world championship every year. That looked like an Eagle move because that's what Howard Roseman does. The Cowboys need to catch up. You ain't going to have time. See? But as long as Jerry got that mentality, saying I could get 3 players for the same amount combined that I could get for one man. As long as they saying that, I ain't about to get excited about nothing. I'm not gonna get excited about nothing. Because if there was ever a year that you really can go after somebody in free agency, this gonna be the offseason. Now you may not get this opportunity again, but this is the season. Because it's gonna be too much money freed up. It's gonna be too much money. What, you just gonna let it sit there and collect dust? Just not gonna go get nobody? What you freeing it up for? The Cowboys, the truth be told, I know some of us can't stand Jerry. Structurally, financially, structured-wise, the Cowboys have done a pretty good job setting it up for this coming up year. I mean, we got a lot of needs. There are some things that the draft should not be the answer for, like cornerback, for instance. Cornerback. I don't want to be talking about drafting no rookie. I don't want to be talking about we going to get a Reedy Stewart or somebody like no. Go give me a guy to go alongside Rebel. Keep in mind, Mr. Bland just had surgery. Now, for all of you that have had foot problems, you already consistent foot problems, you already know you ain't the same. You done had 2 surgeries on your same foot. You're not the same. That's why I'm worried about Bland now. Once you start having foot issues, you have foot issues chronically. That's just the truth. So I'm not sure if Bland is going to be ready to go at the beginning of the year. And if he is he going to be 100%? I mean, we just saw him. You say he had nagging injuries. He tried to play on it, but I mean, you see where it got him. And now you got to have surgery on that same foot. A screw is loose and all that. The bottom line is it's just take recovery time. I'm going to give Revel a pass because the Cowboys forced him to play. And he wasn't ready to play. So maybe this offseason, hopefully he don't get hurt next week. He'll have a whole offseason. Then I think you're going to see the best of Revel. He won't be on with having a knee brace. He won't be favoring the leg anymore. Now we'll find out what Revel really is next year. I'm not really going to judge him this year. He was hurt. He tried to play. He's limited. He can't run the way that he was before his knee injury. He shouldn't have played in the first place. They should have redshirted him. That's just the bottom line. But check this out. Revel is just about the only cornerback you got. Think about it. Bland is hurt. Got to have surgery or already had it, whichever one. You're not going to find out nothing about Bland until week 1 if he plays. You ain't going to have him practicing a lot. You're not going to have him playing in the preseason game. You're not going to take a chance of him not being, they're going to wait till week 1 to unleash him. And that's if he's ready. Diggs probably won't be here. Those your 2-star quarterbacks. Where we at in quarterback room? What? Revel and Reedy Stewart? Are you kidding me? Josh Butler ain't played. Josh Butler been ready to play. They ain't even activated him. He been ready to play. Again, Josh Butler is the same line. This is who you going with? What's the difference between the quarterbacks this year and then Josh Butler and Reedy Stewart and Revel this year? There ain't no difference. The secondary is still a big question mark. No, go sign me a dude, man. I don't know who the free agent are. I have all that for you coming up when I start talking about free agents. I don't know who the free agent cornerback is going to be next year. And I ain't excited about no rookies. Other than they're healthy. I don't care about the kid from Tennessee. All these guys. I mean, they're a rookie. They're a rookie. Yeah, Gary, I don't judge him. It's obvious he ain't right. It's obvious. He can't run. Like, he's running probably. He's probably running, he's backpedaling, run a straight line. He could do that. But when we start talking about cutting on the dime and all that, you just see it. He's just not right. He's way faster than what, if you look at his film before he hurt his knee, Rebel would have been a first round cornerback out of the draft. No question. His injury is what brought him down. Rebel can run, man. Oh, excuse me. Rebel can run. I'm not judging him. The man had a knee brace on. Come on, man. That ought to tell you something right there. So I'm not judging Rebel. I'll judge him next year. His balance is not right. His balance is not right. His cutting, stopping on a dime is not right. His hips aren't as fluid because his knee is still hurting. Cowboys known for letting you play hurt, and they try to rush you on out there. I can't judge Rebel yet. I'm not judging him yet. All you gotta do is watch him on film, and you'll see that. It's a surprise they're not going at him a whole lot more. I would. See? But I'm saying, other than Rebel, there's question marks everywhere. And Rebel is a question mark. Until we see him fully healthy, and then we can start saying, okay, now let's see what you can do. But what is this? Elver, Gudo, how about them Texans? Elver, you see this star right above my head. This ain't no Houston Texans podcast. I care less about the Houston Texans. Y'all got a great defense. I'll say that. And as long as you got a great defense, you got a chance. You got a great defense. Great defense. So I'll give you that. There's your Houston Texans portion of your thing. Y'all got a great defense. Y'all can beat. Y'all defense can play against anybody. So there you go. End of that. All right. We need a cornerback, and the draft is not the answer for that. It's a part of the answer, but it's not the answer. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Forget whoever you got in your mind in the draft. That's not the answer. Go give me a veteran that know how to play. Let's start it there. Even if Bland is right, I'd rather have Bland and a veteran rather than having Bland and a rookie. Y'all see the difference? So give me that. All right, watch this. The answer for defensive end is not the draft. We couldn't get no pressure on the quarterback. Go give me somebody that gonna get to the quarterback. There's a name that's out there that y'all haven't said that I think, be honest with you, is ripe for the taking. Y'all hollering about Crosby. And some of you are thinking about Myles Garrett. But ain't nobody saying nothing about Trey Hendrickson, who's going to be a real free agent at the end of the year. Hello. Ain't nobody saying nothing about Trey Hendrickson, who will be a free agent. Hello. Okay, let's project. A 5-man down front. You got Hendrickson on one side. You got Miss Verdi, you're right. He's gonna be pricey, but and you're right, Miss Verdi, because it would be a bidding war. Because obviously the Cowboys wouldn't be the only team interested in him. So that may automatically make it a bidding war. And yeah, But if you're willing to pay $35 to $40 million, that's what it's gonna cost anyway for a dude of that caliber. You'll have the money. You have the money. The money is not going to be an object. You heard Jerry say, you don't know how much. You don't know how much. He said, oh, B-Bird. B-Bird said he's having off-season core surgery. He'll be ready for training camp then. It ain't going to take long to get that right. You start talking about feet and knees and all that, we got a problem. Core surgery, he'll be ready to go. I ain't worried about him. And because he's having surgery, that might knock the price down. You say he's old, JVB boy, but he gonna get you double-digit sacks. And I ain't talking about 10. I'm talking about something like 15 plus. You don't sign them for no long term. What did we just say? You're signing them for the 2 to 3 year gap. And you gonna sit and tell me that Trey Hendrickson, Osa, Kenny Clark, Quentin Williams, and Donovan Izaraku wouldn't be a problem? Just tell me. If that be the case, JVB boy, Myles Garrett is old. Myles is over 30. Ain't nobody talking about Myles Garrett old though. Myles Garrett about to break the record tomorrow. Most sacks in the season. I'm just saying. Look, I'm trying to find a solution. You got a 2-3 year gap. We ain't through. Get that long-term thinking out your head. Dak Prescott got about 2 more years of this type of play. 2 to maybe 3 of this type of play. Then after that, it's time to start looking for another quarterback. This is all you got. This is why you sign Pickens, one way or the other, franchise or whatever. This is why CD is still in his prime. B-Bird, I got a super chat here. I'm sorry, I got one super chat again. I got Terry said, we need to get busy and free agents at DN, middle linebacker, cornerback. Yes, but you don't need a whole lot. You still can do your Sesame Street free agency, payments. You still can do that. But I'm trying to find home runs immediately. We need to come out gunning. B-Bird, thanks for the super chat. He says, Cowboys have required their impact player via trades rather than free agents recently. True. They don't like getting into bidding wars. Exactly. That's why I said your whole philosophy has to change. The money, you're going to have enough money for bidding wars. And maybe I'm thinking wrong because maybe their bidding war may be at the lower end of free agents rather than the top. Because like I said before, Jerry Jones does not, and Steve, and they just don't seem like the type. They're just going to go after the real big fish and overpay. We've heard them say that for years. Why should you attack on day one when you're going to overpay for everybody? And you can't argue with that because that's what a lot of people do. So to think that they just going to drop that is just kind of hard for me to believe. Now, they will pay their guys. See, it's one name that I haven't but haven't mentioned here, but I think we need to re-sign him, and that's just Jadeveon Clowney. No, he's not up there like I'm talking about at the top, but Jadeveon Clowney has played tremendously well. If you're talking about depth, there you go. Sam Williams not going to be here. Don't look. Watch this, y'all. Dante Fowler going to be gone. Sam Williams going to be gone. There's a possibility Jadeveon Clowney is going to be gone. Who's your other edge? You ain't got but one. Donovan Izaraku. You're going to have to sign somebody. And the draft is not the answer to that problem. See, the Cowboys always want to think the draft is the answer for everything. Not in this case. Not if 3 of my defensive ends are gone. If Fowler is gone, if Sam Williams is gone, and Jadeveon Clowney don't sign, you only got one edge. That's Donovan Izaraku. You got to do something. I'm not saying you don't. Oh, I'm sorry. You got James Houston. James will be here. So you got Donovan and James. They don't want to start James Houston, so you still need a starter. That the draft is not the answer for defensive end. The draft is not the answer for cornerback. The draft may be the answer for a lineman for depth. Offensive lineman for depth. You ain't gonna solve everything by this. See, that's the mentality that the Cowboys have. You gotta kill that. So if all I got is James Houston and Donovan Izaraku, it's obvious we're going to have to sign defensive ends. Yeah, you're going to draft one. You might even draft 2. You might get another DN lower in the draft. But you got to go get me some ends that can get to the quarterback. I ain't talking about draft and develop either. I'm not talking about draft and develop. You got to go to free agents on some of these answers, man. And if they ain't think, if they're not thinking that way, then, and see, that's why I'm not going to get too hyped. Because, see, I think I know what to do if it was me. But what I learned throughout the years is that Jerry and Steven don't think like me. And so I'm not going to get fired up. I'm just going to watch these. I'm just going to watch these steps just go by. Like Eberflus, number 1, goodbye. Okay, let's can you do that for me? Check that one off. Okay. Now we got to restructure the contract of the people I said earlier. Free up all this money, over $100 million. It's not hard. Just 4 guys will do it. Let Diggs go. Let Steele go. Restructure Dak and CD. Kick the can down the road or whatever. Do whatever you got to do. Do that. That's over $100 million right there. You freed up money. You'll have the money to play in free agency. I just called out 4. There's still some other restructures that need to happen. You got to sign, and this ain't in order, but you got to sign. You got to make up your mind what you're going to do with Pickens. Either you're going to do it long-term or franchise. Go on, get that out the way. We ain't got time to be waiting all the way and all that. But, they're going to carry that out all year round. They'll franchise Pickens, and then they'll say, after you franchise somebody, you got X amount of time to sign them for the year or he have to play on that franchise game. So we're talking all the way into next year during the season when the Cowboys can actually get a long-term deal with Pickens done, but they don't have to. Once they slap their franchise tag on, you good. And the franchise tag is actually lower than what Pickens probably is going to ask for. So to be honest with you, would it not be a good business decision to sign Pickens just to the franchise tag this year, especially if you don't trust them? They talk a good game, but I'm not sure they really trust them or not. If the franchise tag is only $30 million, Pickens had played his way into a contract where he can at least ask for at least 34. He can ask for CD money. He can ask for 35. I don't think he would get it because Jerry and them cheap. And the cheap way out is the franchise tag. Okay? So that's going to be answered way down the road. The bottom line is Pickens will be in a uniform next year, regardless. They ain't worried about that. Cowboys are not going to give up on him. That's a done deal. One way or the other, franchise or long term. I ain't worried about that part. Brandon Aubrey, as Shane just said. Brandon Aubrey, I said it earlier, Shane. Brandon Aubrey is a restricted free agent, which means the Cowboys can match any offer from anybody else. Brandon Aubrey ain't going nowhere. Brandon Aubrey not going nowhere. I ain't worried about him. That you can worry about that later on. I agree, B-Bird, but somebody gonna get it. And who knows? I'm sitting there talking about the franchise tag. How about this? Ain't nobody said this one. Shoot. Put Aubrey on the franchise tag. Shoot. That can't be much. And you already know Aubrey is gonna break the bank as the highest paid kicker ever in the league. I'm quite sure that the franchise tag will at least get, that ain't gonna be much. Y'all forgive me, but my nose is running and I don't have anything here to wipe my nose right now. I'm sorry. Yeah. JBB boy saying Pickens gonna get between 34 and 30. Exactly. Jared had that in mind when he signed Pickens now. He made the Pro Bowl this year. It's a good chance he might be a second team All-Pro this year. Might be. He had that in mind. Pickens done played himself to some serious money in 1 year. See? But somebody gonna get the franchise tag. Another big decision. What we gonna do about Kenny Clark? I don't want him to go nowhere. And please don't tell me, we can get another defensive. No. And please don't tell me, Osa step right. No. Because we're going to have the same problem again. I saw Osa get ran on for 2-3 years. I don't want that. I don't want to see. Well, we got Quentin with him. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams is better than Quentin Williams and Osa. I want Kenny Clark back. Kenny Clark has played extremely well. I want him back. That's another decision. Here's another one, y'all. And I can help y'all on this one. How about this one? Ain't nobody talking about Javonte Williams in it. Guess what? Javonte Williams is a free agent. What y'all thinking about Javonte Williams? Everybody say he done died down. It's because he playing hurt. He's a free agent, y'all. Come here. Y'all do realize that Javonte Williams has played himself into some more money, right? Ain't no question about that. It ain't no question about that. Javonte Williams has earned a raise. Hello. So the question is, what he gonna ask for? What did he get paid? $3 million this year? Oh, he got at least double that. He got at least double that. He got at least ask for 6. And we all know how Jerry and Steven feel about paying running backs, right? And let me say this. Just like they found out this year when it came to Blue, the draft is not the answer with the running back room. See? You should have found that out this year. Jadon Blue is inactive. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He's just a healthy scratch. See, we got some decisions to make. Javonte Williams has played himself into some money. And he deserved it because he earned it. See right there, Corey says, right there, look what Corey says. Corey says, don't break the bank. If he asks for more than $5 million, let him walk. Okay. And what's your answer at running back? What's your answer at running back? Because you got to have 2 of them. That's obvious. We were kind of running. Javonte was the lead dog this year, but Mr. Oh my God, Malik Davis stepped in big for us in the latter part of the year. You got to have two running backs. You got to have two. So if you let Javonte go, what's your roster right now? What? Hunter Lemke, Blue, who is not a Schottenheimer type running back. Phil Maffa, we ain't seen him. I don't even want to, I ain't getting hype over nobody I ain't seen. We signed the kid from Pittsburgh the other week. We don't know nothing about him. I mean, you let go Javonte, what's the solution? I'm saying it ain't the draft. I don't trust no rookie running back like that. I don't care about the kid Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, who will probably be there by the time we draft. Man, we ain't drafting no running back in the first round no more. That ain't happening. That ain't gonna happen. So I'm saying, if you get rid of Williams, what is the plan? And I'm really not talking to you, Corey. I'm just giving everybody kind of like, these are the decisions that's gonna have to be made. And somebody gonna say, well, you can find a running back. Yeah, but the reason why the offense was so good this year is because we had an effective running back, not just a fill in the blank guy. We had a guy that rushed over 1,000 yards this year. So you just can't just say, okay, we just put anybody back there. No, we done tried that too for years. Nope. I need a dog. And Jadon Blue is not the answer. Corey Williams, now you talking. Corey Williamson, I wasn't going to say nothing. But my only thing to that, and that is a perfect answer. See, I say I need a dog. Here come Corey. Y'all clap it up for Corey right there. I'm going to clap it up for him. See, Breece Hall is a free agent, y'all, whether y'all didn't know it. Breece Hall is going to be a free agent. And if you know anything about Breece Hall, y'all know how good he is. You put Breece Hall with this offense, listen to me, y'all. Listen to me. This is how much I like Breece Hall. Now watch this. Breece Hall, to me, is a better running back than Javonte Williams. Because Breece Hall can run inside, he can run outside, and he got the speed to take it to the house. And he catches the ball out the backfield. But the problem is, though, Corey, is this. There's going to be a bidding war for Breece Hall. And when it's all said and done, Breece Hall is going to be one of these guys that's probably going to get somewhere between 8 and 10 million. And I agree with you. He would get 1,500 yards if he stay healthy. He's that good, especially behind this line, especially with this type of offense. I agree with you. But the question is, will Jerry pay 8? Ezekiel Elliott asked for too much money. Tony Pollard asked for too much money. And Breece Hall will come in off the top asking between $8 and $10 million. I don't think Jerry and them would do that. But that type of back is the answer. That type of back. Yes. And if that be the case, then you would pay Javonte Williams just to stay. Which is probably going to be the answer. I'm just saying, but we got to do that. But we got to pay him because he's a free agent. And then listen, and if Javonte is smart, guess what, y'all? Javonte ain't just finna sign because the Cowboys want him. Guess what? Javonte there's going to be a bidding war. There's going to be a bidding war for Javonte. And somebody is going to want to overpay for Javonte Williams. Will the Cowboys match it? That's the only question. His agent is going to tell him, don't sign with nobody. Don't say nothing. You just wait until we get all the offers in. We'll take it from there. That's what his agent's going to say. That's what he's supposed to do. Bingo. Y'all see this? Now y'all see how Rico Dowdle done played in Carolina. That's what they let him go for. That's what the Cowboys let him walk for. Y'all see that thinking they really gonna pay a running back? Come on now. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. See, the mentality have to change. The mentality have to change. Totally. To do what I'm talking about doing. To do what I'm talking about doing, the whole mentality have to change. And I'm not sure Jerry Stevens ready for that. They talk a good game, but when it's time to do it, they're going to be their usual selves. Cheap, crackerjack, electric company, Sesame Street, Toys R Us free agents will be coming. They'll go get a Miles Sanders. Old guy. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. See, I'm realistic. I know who my owner is. I know who my owner is. I know how he operates. I know how he is. And some of the things that what we're talking about now, which seems to be the answer, the right answer, especially after they restructure all these deals and all that type of stuff, they still gonna be Jerry and Steve. They still gonna be Jerry and Steve. They're gonna have to fool me. I'll come on here and say, hey, I'm shocked, I'm wrong. But I've been right too many years about Jerry and Steve. They ain't let me down yet. I know them. I go through this same procedure every year with them. Every year. They're gonna fill some of y'all up with hope, and some of y'all head gonna be in the cloud, and y'all gonna be so just waiting. And with each little step that go by, free agency, your head gonna drop. Restructuring deals, your head gonna drop. The draft, you gonna want this guy. Instead, they go pick another lineman. Your head gonna drop. And then you gonna see the Cowboys sign in free agency. Guys you ain't never heard of. 3-4 guys. Because they gotta fill out for depth. Not impact, depth. You gotta have depth. Then their first option is to go get the bottom end of free agency. Guys you never heard of. Practice squad, then they gonna go to the XFL and go get another Brandon Aubrey. Go get another Perrion Winfrey. They make an annual trip. I mean, it's the same thing every year. They easy. The pattern is there. And y'all get y'all hoes built up. And the big names, the other pattern is, y'all, whether y'all notice or not, the big names come through trades. It don't come through free agents. Quentin Williams, trade. George Pickens, trade. Brandon Cooks, trade. Amari Cooper, trade. It ain't never been free agency. It ain't never been free agency. It's always been a trade. Exactly. That's one that failed. JVB boy says Elam. He already went on another team. Former first round pick, Elam. Just like they said, former first round pick. That dude, the name started with an I. Ejin Nakabi or whatever, cornerback. A couple years ago. See, they fall in love with it. They believe in rehabilitation over here. You was a first round pick 3 years ago. We can find a way to get that first round out of Nosa. He ain't found nothing. Elam, no. See what I'm saying? Everything that the major guys have been through trades. It hadn't been free agency. It's been through trades. So, Interesting, y'all. We got a lot of stuff, and we're gonna walk through all this together. Of course, since I'm the man with the mic, a lot of this is gonna be coming from my perspective, but y'all know me by now. Y'all know that I value all of y'all comments, and whether you're doing the super chat or whatever. I value your, as long as some of your comments make sense, because I don't have all the answers. Somebody in the chat may have a better answer, and I'm trying to get us, if I know I got a 2, maybe 3 year gap, we don't have a lot of time to waste. I ain't got time to wait on no rookies. Not if I got a 2-3 year gap. I don't have time. If I'm depending on the rookie need to start day one and come in just by being the rookie of the year. I don't have time for development. Like, I don't need another Donovan Izaraku. Do y'all know that Izaraku, as good as he was at Boston College, look, he only had 2 sacks this year. 2. After, I think, leading the country in sacks at Boston College, I believe. Or definitely one of the top edge rushers at Boston College, was one of the top 2. I think he led the country in sacks. He only had 2. Now, he got better as the weeks went by. But see, I ain't got time for that. I need a ready-made man immediately if I'm depending on rookies. I'm talking about a rookie like Micah Parsons, a rookie that was a first-team All-Pro. That's what if I'm depending on a rookie, I need that type of production. I ain't got time right now for draft and development. I don't. Now, the Cowboys might, but I don't. I ain't got time to wait and see. I ain't got time for that. What's up, Leon? I don't have time for it no more. I got 2-3 years left. I need all the chips to be. The chips don't need to be at the back of the table. Just about all the chips need to be at the middle of the table now. We got to win. And we're talking about winning the Super Bowl now. If we're talking about trying to get to the Super Bowl and win it, we don't have time to be dependent on rookies. We don't have time for development. We don't have time for these, let me get a good check out. These Jiffy Oil Lube free agents. You know, these oil change free agents. You know, I ain't got time for all that. These Kentucky Fried Chicken. I ain't got time for these free agents like that. Practice squad guys. I ain't got time for that now. We done tried that way for years. We done tried that way. It ain't got us nowhere. You got to change it up. You need to do like the Rams. You need to do like the Eagles. You need to do like all these other teams that have said, man, forget these picks. We going to get these real dogs, and we finna go for it. I mean, you do have some exceptions like Ben Johnson. You know, you get a great coach like him, and look what he's done with Chicago. 1 year. But that's because of great coaching. You know? Exactly. This is not the time. You need to try it now. The way that we've been doing it, we've done that. It got you nowhere. The mentality got you nowhere. The Cracker Jack, Nickelodeon, Barney, I love you, you love me, free agents did not work. Going to get guys off the street. We tried that. It don't work. Huh? These young and the restless free agents. You see what I'm saying? I'm getting on the roll now. These, you know what I'm saying? These type of free agents. These EA Sports free agents. I look. You understand? These Pac-Man, Donkey Kong free agents, that bottom of the barrel. We ain't got time for that. These Home Depot free agents. Yeah, look, come on now. I ain't got time for that. I need you to go. If you're gonna go free agent shop, go fishing in the biggest pond where the big fish at. Stop trying to go to the bank where the trees at and hope that you can pick out a real big one right there. Cause you know the fish like to be by the wood and all that, and hoping you get. No, I need you to just go and put your reel in the middle of the water and get that goddamn shark that's coming out of there. I'm tired of this. We done tried it. I'm serious. And I ain't saying you got to make a whole team out of them. I just need 2. Yeah, Miss Verdi, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to start checking, but y'all know who I am. When I get on the roll, I get on the roll now. Terry, no. Me and Terry are some of the greatest check. What is Gary still in here? Gary Bryant, Terry Turner, myself. We are great checkers. If y'all don't know what checkers mean, that's in the South. We know how to play the dozens for y'all that's in the North. We can check. We know how to check people. You know what I'm saying? We know how to check situations. That's what I'm doing. And right now I'm feeling like it because I'm trying to give y'all the standard of free agents that we've been getting. I want at least one Rolls Royce. I don't want no goddamn Kia. I'm sorry for those that drive a Kia. I'm sorry. I'm not checking your car. I'm just trying to give you an analogy. Rolls Royce, Kia. There's a difference. See what I'm saying? Y'all get it now. Okay, there you go. I don't want that. I'm down here trying to go. It's free agent time. The fan base is at a car dealership. We all the fan base is walking in the front room, the showroom floor. All the fan base is saying, "Yeah, man. Ooh-wee. Look at this Benz right here. Look at that G-Wagon. Ooh-wee. Yeah. Look at this Bentley. Yeah. We want that." And then somebody in the fan base said, "Where Jerry Stephen at?" Oh, they over there at CarMax. Yeah. Jerry Stephen, they over here at the Mercedes dealership. No, they down the street down there at CarMax, over there with the used cars. That's what they at over there. There's some Benzes down there, but they about, they ain't 2025. They about 2020s. But they Benzes though. You know what I'm saying? That's what Jerry Stephen, they're over there. What Benz you talking about? It's the one right by that Honda Accord, right there. Right over there, yeah. See, I said CarMax. See, it's a CarMax in all 50 states. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what's got to change. Got to give me some help, man. Real help. All right, I'm done. I've been on too long. I didn't know I was going to talk this long. Hope y'all enjoy my foolishness. There it is. Terry said a virtuous woman versus a hood rat Benz versus a Pontiac. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm talking about? Exactly. See what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. We gotta have a mentality change. All right. All minds clear. All minds clear. All right, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm tired, man. I've been on here 2 hours. It don't even seem like it. Yeah, I'm tired of it too, Leon. Next year is our year. Not that we don't do what we need to do to make it our year. See, something you got to take. You can't flea market your way to the championship. The league has changed. The draft and developmental system that left a long time ago. You got to go take it, and you can't be worried about no draft picks. You can't be worried about, we don't have no draft picks in 2 years. Man, shut up. The Rams said, man, forget all these picks. The Rams ain't dropped a bit. When they won their Super Bowl, they mortgaged the farm, and they've been to the playoffs every year since then, just about. Stop it. I don't even want to hear that. You got to make it next year. You got to make it happen. Or try to make it happen. Doing it this way that we've been doing it, that ain't going to work. So that's what I'm going to be promoting on my show. We'll see. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you didn't know, I told you guys, we found out through our brother Voch Lombardi, we found out that Jerry Jones every week on his desk gets a social media report. So he's aware. We don't know who he's watching. We don't know what he's heard. And we don't know if it's been some clips. We don't know if he's watched the whole show, but we do know that he's getting a social media report from show content creators. I'm not saying he's watching me. I'm not saying that. I doubt it very seriously. But I know he's watching Voch because, shoot, he hired Voch. Voch is in the building now. The same Voch that all of us are following. He moved his way up in that building now. I'm just saying. So you know he's watching. Somebody watching in there. So that's why I invite all y'all comments on here, because who knows? Your comment might be right in front of Jerry Jones' eyes. You never know what might strike. He need to listen to somebody other than his son. That's all I'm going to say. I really don't feel like checking Steven right now, but I got one in me, but I ain't going to check Steven yet. That's going to come out later on. I already know it. All right. Just in case I do not see you guys, I think I'm going to see you guys one more time before this year is out. And that'll probably be with the Cowboys OG podcast once we get it together. B-Bird and Cowboy Joe. Probably going to do one show with them before the year is out. And if not, I'll do another original show as we head to the Giants. As we head towards the Giants' last game of the year, I'll do another show before this year is out. At least that is my plan. But regardless of that, if this is your last time seeing me this year, listen, Happy New Year, pre-New Year to you guys. A lot of sports on, a lot of college football. The playoffs are going on. A lot of things are going on in sports. Basketball is out, college and pro. This is a sports fan's dream right now. Playoffs are getting ready to start in the NFL. It's a lot of stuff on. I will be with you guys all off season. Most of you know how my shows are gonna go. We'll do obviously a lot of draft talk, and we'll be looking at players, looking at film on other players. We'll do obviously some mock drafts here on this show. I like to have all of us in the war room. I like to pause the draft and see what mostly everybody's thinking. We vote on the move. We'll open up the call lines as well, all that type of stuff. So, yeah, I saw my team got a new coach, Gray hire, and Coach Wyndham, coach from Utah, from Michigan. Great hire for us at the University of Michigan. Great hire. We needed some stability, a name that's proven. Great hire for us. No doubt about that. So it's a good hire for us. But Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year to everybody. It's hard to believe we're at the end of the year. It's just hard to believe. It's flown by. But Happy New Year to everybody, man. God has brought us mostly through another year. He's decided to keep us here. And for that, we are grateful. God will just, in your own way, at some point in time, just thank God that He allowed you to get through this year. Matter of fact, here's one thing to celebrate after everything that we have been through this year. Everybody in this chat has been through something. Here's a reason why you ought to thank God. He allowed you to keep your mind. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that incredible? He allowed you to keep your mind through all the chaos that we had to go through. He allowed you kept your mind. That's enough to. Man, is it church time yet? Y'all know I'm a assistant pastor. Is it time for church yet? Man, where my organ at? Yeah, man. You kept your mind. Man, good Lord. Kept your mind. That's some of y'all feel me on that. You kept your mind. You almost lost it. You almost cussed that person out. Almost. You almost did. You almost made the wrong decision. You kept your mind. Kept your mind. And that is enough for us to thank God for. And throughout this year, you allowed me to keep my mind. I almost, when you're in my position, you get all these folks be coming in, you don't know nothing about them, they be coming in, acting smart and all that type of stuff. Now, y'all know me. I'm an assistant pastor, but y'all know me. I mean, some of y'all know me. I be looking at some of these folks. It's some things that I could say. There ain't got to be no cuss words. Ain't got to be no cuss words. I just could just say something, but the Lord allowed me to keep my mind and just keep moving. I'm grateful for that. All right, I'm talking long enough. Y'all take it easy. What's wrong with my stuff? All right. Y'all take it easy. I'm out of here. For the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of the weekend. The ball's on ours. Still some meaningful games on, and we'll see exactly how this thing shape out. Still some playoff spots. Still some seeding. Playoff seeding still available. We'll see how this go. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you on the next round, whenever that is. Till then, this has been the one and the only. Ain't nobody like me, y'all. The Big Time Show.